Presenting the cold, refreshing mountains of Busch. The mountain, symbol of all the good natural ingredients that go into Busch. Symbol of all the good natural taste that pours out. Always smooth and natural and refreshing. Busch after Busch after Busch. So don't just reach for a beer. Head for the mountains.
All right, y'all. Headed for the mountains of Busch beer. Shagdog's doing solo video with Busch. Head for the mountains of Busch. Head for the mountains of Busch beer. All right, yeah, I'm doing Busch beer, folks. Beer Advocate gives us a 50. It's an American Adjunct lager. It's, of course, Anheuser-Busch. I'm not sure what year this actually came out. It's been a while, though. And it's year-round. And Busch and Busch Light are both brewed with a blend of premium American-grown and imported hops and a combination of malt and corn to provide a pleasant, balanced flavor. Additionally, Busch Light undergoes a lot longer brewing process that produces a lighter body and fewer calories. But we're doing a regular Busch. And yeah, I think me and Jammer reviewed this one once or twice before. Yeah, not bad. It's still got somewhat of the classic look there. I mean, pretty much I think that's been the look. Well, I mean, they did have a little different actually. But yeah, anyhow, since a long time with the blue and whatever, silver, I guess. God, these shades suck so bad, or my light is bad. I don't know. But let's go ahead and review this, folks. What do you think? Smell. Give it a look first. Very clear, golden pale, clear. As you can see, very clear actually. The head's pretty nice though, but I did give it a straight pour at the beginning, and I kind of eased off on it. But the head's retaining it very nicely, actually, surprisingly. It is an Adjunct lager, Anheuser-Busch. So whether it's brewed in St. Louis, Newark, or where else they got, Georgia one, I think. It's probably brewed in Georgia. It smells like Busch, not that kind of Busch, but you know what I'm talking about. It smells like Busch beer. Definitely can smell the corn Adjunct. A little bit, I guess, whatever hops they used, a little bit of the bitterness that's in it. Not really bitter, but a little bit of the hops. I mean, it smells all right. I mean, would I drink a lot of these? Probably not. But yeah, let's go ahead and taste it. Yeah, definitely the malt, barley, yeast, corn. With the smell, and the taste pretty much follows what it smells like. Pretty easy drink. Actually, I mean, not really bad. I like to get this out of the bottle, actually, and see how it tastes. It's a 50, but to me, it's an all right Adjunct lager, I think. The thing about this one, it's almost like a Miller High Life with the corniness, the cooked corn a little bit. Not quite like a Miller High Life, but similar. And I'm guessing maybe they don't use rice and Busch compared to what Budweiser uses. Budweiser probably has corn in it too, but has rice, all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't taste like a Budweiser, made by the same company, of course, but it tastes more like it's like Budweiser's version of Miller High Life, really. Similar to Miller High Life, not quite the same. I like Miller High Life better, actually, still, but. Now, this is a 16-ounce can. I bought this at a local Wawa. Unfortunately, I was working all day, and I drive, so can't really get any craft beers around here. The Wawa has the same few that I've already done. I got a couple IPAs that I haven't done yet, but I'm like, I don't feel like drinking an IPA. But nothing special IPAs, you know. Typical, like almost mass-produced IPAs, those type of IPAs, you know. And the closest place that sells craft beer and good stuff, you know, that you can't find around here is about a good 20, 25-minute drive, maybe 30-minute drive, depending on traffic. And I just didn't want to drive all the way there and back, you know, an hour almost, be an hour and a half by the time I got done shopping. And they really that particular place really cut down on their stock. They used to have about 4 aisles of beer. Now they're down to like 1 aisle and half of another aisle, and that's it. Horrible. They got the stuff in the cooler too. They have a couple things in the coolers that they don't have on the shelves. But most of the craft stuff they got in the coolers, most of it they have on the shelves already too. But not bad though. I mean, let's go to Beer Advocate and look back at the scores. I mean, it gets a 50 overall, but if you look at people's scores, I was looking at this, they're a 3.2 out of 5, 1.71 out of 5. So someone give it like almost a half, or you know, whatever, or more than half, and then 1.71, then 4.74 out of 5. That guy actually said, I have tried about every beer I can get a hold of, and Busch has far been. That must be a Southern guy. I don't know. Has far been the only one I can say I can be happy drinking for the rest of my life and will not switch to another beer. So he really likes it. Next guy, 1.57, 1.65, 2.4. Then another guy, 3.97, it goes up. So most of them are like low, but then there's a couple people that like it. Well. This guy actually gives his score for each thing, like appearance, he give it a 4. Aroma, give it a 3.75. Flavor, a 4. This is out of 5. Feel, medium body, feel, I guess, mouthfeel, 4.25. Compared to PBR, pours lighter color, mild aroma, more cracker, cereal, pale malt flavors, less corn, and sweet. I can taste the corn a little bit. Cracker, not really to me. A very non-tasty cracker. Is there such a thing as a non-tasty cracker? You tell me. All right. In case you notice, I got Jammer up there, not the Spit or Swallow beer logo. I think when I do solo beers, I'm going to put Jammer up there just so it feels like he's here with me. And if you might notice, I don't get the wig going or the mustache. I was supposed to go get grow it in today, double-sided tape. Forgot to get it on my way home, and then I just said, hell, I'm hot. I cleaned up a little bit, but I was a little sweaty, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to put the damn wig on tonight either. So here I am. Won't have any viewers, but that's okay. Shagdog to mine. I'm going to try to get this down. I'm still editing videos from me and Jammer last week. I still got, I think, 2 or 3 more videos to go to edit, cut them down because we were like 40 minutes. That's the bad thing about doing the live ones away from each other, because we're like, you can't edit it and then post it. It's live and it's on there, and I can edit it later, but I'm sure Jammer don't like that one. And we've been talking a lot, so a couple of those videos, 40, 50 minutes, almost an hour. So a couple of them, I'm surprised, the last 2 videos that we did that night were like 23 minutes and 18. I'm actually shocked. Unless he edited them without me knowing about it, I don't know. Not bad. Would I buy this on a regular basis? No. It's kind of, I mean, it's not, I'm saying not bad, but it's not good either, you know. Let me just go ahead and grade this. Give it one more sip. Is it super bad? Is it making me gag? No. Is it super tasty? Like, oh my God, that's the best beer ever? No. This is probably a good beer if you're out lawnmower beer. Not one of the best lawnmower beers, but still hot, no other beer available. Busch Light will do the job, or Busch, regular Busch. Busch Light would do the job too. I probably, out of all the crappy beer, or not crappy, but bad beers and domestic beers, Bud Light, Budweiser, Miller High Life, this is probably at the bottom, towards the bottom of the top, 10 or whatever, or top 20. I wouldn't buy these unless they're on sale, like a good deal, like a 12 pack for $4 or some shit, $5. I don't know what the hell they sell them for, but I can't remember what the hell I bought this for. It's like $1 or something for a 16-ounce can. So I just wanted to drink some beers. I said, shit, I might as well share them with the world. Do a beer review. And I just wanted to drink a couple beers. I was like, well, let me get 3 different beers. I bought 2 singles and I bought a 6-pack of something else. So I figured, I could do 2 beer reviews and the 2 singles. And then one of the 6-packs, I could do the beer review. So there we go. We're trying to hold off on pumpkins and Oktoberfest until me and Jim get going with our fall Oktoberfest. But I got one Oktoberfest I'll probably do tonight by myself because it's one Jammer doesn't care for too much anyhow. And we could always redo it if he wants to. It's a domestic Oktoberfest that we've done multiple times, so I'm sure he won't be too much concerned. Now, if it was something like Hurricanes Oktoberfest or some other, then he'd probably be upset, but it's something else. Now, Jammer has a rough life, folks. I mean, he works long hours, a really weird shift. I don't want to tell you what his hours are. I might have mentioned it before, but it's like really early in the morning to the afternoon. I wouldn't be able to do it. I had that one time when I worked. They had me on a 6 a.m. I was on a swing shift, 6 a.m. to 2. 8 hours, 6 a.m. to 2. Well, certain days of the week, I ended up being the food service relief person. So I had 2 days a week. They had me going in there in food service. I had to be there. Was it 3 o'clock? 3. I think it was 3. Yeah, 3 o'clock I had to be there, and then I got off at 11. Most times they kept me over, though, because they were shorthanded. So I ended up staying there until 2 or 6 o'clock at night. Anyhow, it was like I was working 12 hours half the time. So then I eventually got on a 12-hour shift because I'm already working 12 hours pretty much with less days off than the 12-hour shift people. But, that was 3 o'clock. I think Jammer goes in at 2. That's too early for me. I was like, man, getting up at like 1:45, 2 o'clock, trying to hustle, get ready, get in there. But it was horrible. Horrible. I mean, the day went by fast, though, because it was a pretty busy area, but I was busting my ass actually all day. Not even doing physical work, just back and forth walking. Like, that's crazy. I never did so much walking. Matter of fact, I lost a lot of weight when I did that. And I also got, I think, walking pneumonia. This one time I was out there in the friggin' rain. They kept calling me out. They didn't have a rain jacket or anything. It was in the middle of it wasn't real cold because here in Florida it's not real cold. It was raining in February. It was probably like 60 degrees out, a high. Maybe in the high 50s, low 60s. I got soaked. Then at 11 o'clock, they told me I was staying over, so I ended up staying till 6. And then like a couple days later, I started coughing. I was sick for like a long time back then. I was back in 2016. And that's why they say I had a problem with my lung. I had undiagnosed walking pneumonia, and I had some dead tissue that they thought was cancer, but it wasn't cancerous. But they thinking that came from undiagnosed walking pneumonia. And that was probably when I had pneumonia. I went to the doctors finally after I couldn't call out sick because I just went back to work there like 2 months before, so I didn't have really any sick time, so I sucking it up and going into work. And then finally went to the doctors, but as usual, they told me, "Oh, you have an upper respiratory infection, or you have a sinus infection," and that's it. That's why you don't go to urgent care, because they just put the Band-Aid on you. Don't check, no X-rays, no nothing, no nothing. Man, those fucking lights are hot. Holy shit, I can feel the heat. But one of my new shirts, and I realized it's extra large. That's what I wear, but it's like really big on me. I was like, what the fuck? Damn Chinese shit. Probably not made. I think this one's made in Thailand, actually. Guess when they think extra large in Thailand, they think fucking extra large, yeah. That's why I hate buying stuff offline, because you never know. Oh, well. Good week at work this week. I think I might take the whole weekend off. Occasionally, I might do a few hours on a weekend, but I don't know. I might do a little bit Sunday. I got enough for the week, though. Why be greedy, right? Our bellies get big. I ate a lot of pizza this week, so yeah, ate a lot of damn pizza. I get back on a diet again starting this week. I think start walking, working out again. I think I gained some weight back the last couple of weeks. Of course, I was walking like 3 miles a day about every day. Then I kind of cut down. Then I hurt my toe. I had an ingrown toenail and couldn't walk. It still bothered me a little bit. I didn't stuff any cotton in there. Figured I'd just leave it alone, let it heal on its own, but it still bothers me a little bit. So if I start walking again, I think it's going to Anyhow, let's go ahead and grade this beer. God, 17 minutes in, I didn't even grade it yet. Isn't that horrible? I'm going to give this guys, it's not even a straight up C. I'd go C- and a swallow. It's definitely a swallow. It's easy to drink. I guess it's refreshing if you're hot, whatever, need a beer, hard day work, out doing yard work, or at your regular job, busting your ass. It'll satisfy you. So C-, swallow. That's it. I'm going to try to chug it down and get this video over with. We're at 17 and a half minutes right now. It's hard to chug. Yeah, I mean, not the greatest beer. I wouldn't go as low as a 50, I don't think, but maybe high 50s, low 60s for the overall, the way Beer Advocate scores it. I need to come out in a new scoring chart like I used to, and just score by that chart. So even if I think something like this is a C-, and by my chart it came out to be a C+, then that's what it would be. That'd be great. I should come out with that chart. It's just hard to grade with that chart because you're sitting there, okay, well, this gets, 3 out of 5, 3.4 out of 5, okay, 4.2. I guess you could just break it down and say 3, 3.5, not 3.2 and all that shit. And then just get, but the problem is when we did that one time, and then we had to sit there and add it up and do the average, and it just took too much time. I guess if we did it off camera, edit it later, I guess that would have been all right. That actually would be kind of fun, like breaking down. And we even threw packaging in our grade. So we actually gave really a small portion of the grade, but we actually threw packaging in there. Yeah, we didn't put packaging as far, but we did put a small percentage of the grade packaging. I mean, if you had shitty packaging, they only might have took 2 points off, or something like that, 2 or 3 points total off the whole 100 or whatever, So it wasn't like major, but it was fun to do just the packaging, because some packaging, someone might like that and say, wow, that's pretty, especially someone's never seen a Busch can before. I don't know who, but maybe in another country, like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Is that like Coors Light's brother? Nope, no relation. But Busch, Anheuser-Busch, I guess there are two. I don't have the history in front of me, and I can't remember the Anheuser-Busch history, but two Adolf Busch, right? And then I think there was somebody named Anheuser. But anyhow, I think Adolf Busch came from Budvar, right? Is that how they got Budweiser? Budweiser? Yeah, I think that's how they got. I think. I can't remember. God. Got to study up on my beer history. Maybe Jammer's right. Maybe I need to look some of that stuff up before I do the beer review. Like, what we used to do is we get the beers, or he'd get the beers. It's like, all right, he'd tell me like almost a week in advance or 3 nights in advance. This is what we got. Or sometimes even a night in advance, because I had to, back when I was on 8-hour shifts, I worked a night shift, so I had to work Friday night, but we usually did the beer reviews on Saturday night. Sometimes Saturday early afternoon, so I had to stay up all night working, up all day, and meet up with Jammer at 11 o'clock to do beer reviews. Here I've been up since like 10 o'clock the night before. But yeah, I would be at work, get a little downtime at work. Okay, let me get on Wikipedia, Beer Advocate, get up some information. Okay, when was this beer created? I'd have it all on paper, and then where we go. We'd have history and everything, but it's kind of hard to do that when you buy beer right before you do the video. All right, well, that's going to finish it for this one. Shagdog Spit or Swallow beer review. We got 2 more special beers coming up. Make sure if you watch, comment, subscribe, click on that little bell. You'll be notified whenever we do an upload, which apparently no one's watching and has done it yet out of our 11 subscribers. All right, we'll see you on the next one.